Tonight, a new criminal investigation is underway after two detainees died of a drug overdose at the Richland County Jail. Sheriff Leon Lott said this afternoon 25-year-old Marty Brown died moments after taking a synthetic painkiller. He said the next day, 54-year-old Lamont Powell died from taking fentanyl. Hours later, another detainee overdosed, but that person survived. Sheriff Lott said someone is smuggling drugs in, but they're not sure if it's detainees or corrections officers.
I cannot stand here and say that there's not more fentanyl or this other synthetic drug that's not at the jail. It probably is. And so if somebody uses it there, they're probably going to end up like the two individuals, Brown and Powell, that both died of drug overdoses.
Sheriff Lott said jail officials are also working with the sheriff's department to determine who's responsible for the drugs getting behind bars. Well, and given what we've learned about the overdoses at Alvin S. Glen, I spoke with other jail officials in the Midlands today about how they're working to prevent drug-related deaths and if overdoses pose as a problem for them as well. Drug overdoses are a problem in corrections facilities nationwide, and they need to be taken seriously. That's according to DeOtis, also known as the South Carolina Department of Alcohol and Other Drug Abuse Services. Jail officials in Newberry and Kershaw counties say they have not seen a deadly overdose at their facility in recent months.
It's been a while since we had anybody overdose in the population after they've been booked.
Sheriff Lee Foster says when overdoses happen in Newberry, it's often right before arrest or in the booking process. However, as far as curbing these overdoses, jail leaders say it begins with deterring contraband.
New technology is getting put into many jails across the state thanks to a grant through Department of Health and Environmental Control with a body scanner that will certainly help us find things on inmate workers or anybody else that comes into the jail.
Kershaw County Administrator Danny Templar manages the Kershaw County Jail and says this year he budgeted for more money to help retain and attract more corrections officers to monitor said contraband.
A robust intake process, searching procedures, just kind of leaving no stone unturned.
Sarah Goldsby is the director of the South Carolina Department of Alcohol and Other Drug Abuse Services. She says the drugs on the market now are much deadlier than they were just 5 years ago.
It's really just been in the last year or 2 years that we have seen all of the illicit drugs really become so much a risk for overdose.
So far this year, DeOtis says they've sent over 5,800 naloxone kits to corrections settings across the state. And since its installation at the Lexington County Jail in May of last year, their Narcan machine, jail officials say, has dispensed just over 600 units.